Okay, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started so that we get going on time, don't fall behind right off the bat. So, first thing I'm going to say is remember to mute or preferably turn off your smartphone devices so that there are no unintended interruptions. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm Helmut Zarbl. I'm one of the organizers of this session, Microbiome 2, or as it's officially called, environmental health and what's the environment and health, what's the microbiome got to do with it? So it's my pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of the National Academy, the NIEHS, everyone who helped put this together, government liaisons. And I see we have a very full room. There are also, I'm told, up to as many as 500 people online. So this is obviously a meeting of great interest. And so just for those people who are online, when we have the discussions, we encourage you to send in questions that can be asked during those sessions. So welcome, everyone. We hope this will be an exciting day. So this workshop is one in a long-running series of workshops put together by this Committee on Emerging Science for Environmental Health Decisions. I was just thinking that during one of our, I think it was the second or third meeting, my twin daughters were born. They're now almost 7, so we've been doing this for a while. This committee has explored a very wide range of emerging science topics that have been very, very exciting. We've done everything from the exposome to epigenetics, stem cells, individual variability, big data, even climate change. So we've looked at a large number of issues that affect how we think about environmental health and how the science will regulate policy. So really, the purpose of putting these meetings together is twofold. One is to proactively explore new areas of science that can affect environmental health and begin to think about the science. But equally important, perhaps more importantly, is how we integrate these new areas of research and thinking into policy and regulatory arena. So that's the purpose of putting these workshops together. The workshops are sponsored by the National Institutes of Environmental Health Sciences. Director Linda Birnbaum is here, as she usually is. This is actually the second workshop on the microbiome. The first one was put together almost 5 years ago. And at that time, we had a very, very exciting conference. For me, it was one of the best conferences we've had because it was such a wow moment of learning about all these interesting things. So for example, we learned during that meeting that the hydra, which is a very small multicellular organism, one of the first to have a gut, actually has a single bacterium in its gut, and that's required for life. And we took that evolutionary perspective, took it all the way through clinical applications, through ecology, and the effects on specific diseases, and how the microbiome has been linked to almost all chronic diseases in some way. So in this workshop, we're going to look forward. When we did the first workshop, it was truly an emerging field. And at the end of that conference, people were very excited, but there was sort of a pause in the sense that how do we actually now integrate this? This is so new that how do we actually think about integrating this into regulatory policy and thinking? And so this second workshop was put together to try and take the next step. We're 5 years down the road. We know a whole lot more about the microbiome, how it works, how it integrates with disease. We've fulfilled Koch's postulates in a lot of settings, and so we know that these things are actually causing diseases. We know about the mechanisms. In some cases, we actually know the molecules that are the mediators. So we thought it was time to have a second workshop and actually begin to think very carefully about how we start to integrate this. So let's see, there's a number of things I have to say. So the two main areas that we're going to look at in this conference are individual variability. How does the microbiome affect individual susceptibility to environmental chemicals? And secondly, how does the timing of your exposure, early life exposure in particular, how does that affect your risk later on in life of developing diseases? So the workshop was planned by these folks up here, and I'd like to thank them all for helping put this together. But not up here are Mary Lee Shelton Davenport and Keegan Sawyer from the National Academy, without whom this wouldn't happen. So thanks, shout out to them right off the bat. So there's also a disclaimer that There will be a published summary of this meeting, but we do not generate a report like some other Academy panels do. And so we don't make recommendations, we just provide information. And so everything that's said in this meeting should be attributed to the speakers and not to the National Academy or the NIEHS, I guess. So today, with that said, we have a very interesting lineup of speakers, and hope this meeting will be even more exciting than Microbiome 1. And so we'll get started. And the first speaker will be Andrew Patterson, who will talk to us about whether the microbiome is actually the missing link in understanding environmental health risks. So,